I thought I'd just give you a quick update. As you can hear, I'm still very croaky. I'm still very full of gug, I guess. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday, so you would have seen Wednesday's video where I eventually got up after being in bed for 3 days and took a walk and everything, but I think that kind of floored me a little bit. So the past yesterday and today, I'm still very lethargic. I'm still full of whatever this virus is. I've got a very crackly chest, so when I lie down, you can hear like quite a bit of wheezing. So if I get up and do housework or anything, I'm out of breath, have to sit down. So it's a bit of it's a bug, and it's proper floored me, this one. But, you know, slowly getting out of it. But it has meant that I haven't been able to just get on and do with what I'd like to get on with, go for walks or make stuff for the store, hang out with the boys. I've had to keep my distance from everybody because I don't like passing bugs on to people. When you know you're ill, you keep away from people. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for your well wishes, and I want to also apologise that I'm not getting back to your comments. I might just say thank you or something like that, but I do appreciate all your comments, so please keep them coming. And as soon as I have the energy and the brain fog as well isn't helping me to think straight. I mean, I come on here to, there's a couple of chats I want to do, but my brain fog that's not helping me to articulate myself very well. So I'll keep those for another time, I think. So I'm just resting. Patch is loving every minute of it. I'm like I said, I'm not in bed all day again, which is a good thing. I'm up. I'm catching up on some YouTube programs I like to watch. I have seen what's going on out there. I'm very aware of the negative narrative that they're giving us all. It's about time that it's all coming out to light. Just don't be, I know a lot of you already are awake and you've probably known about all this for a long time. I'm not going to give the name. We know who we're talking about. The files are out. They're going to release more information. But what I will say, because there is a lot of sadness, I guess, around it all. A lot of people are going to be shocked by what's going on. Most of us have known about it for years, so there's nothing that I've read recently that I've gone, oh, I didn't know that. Apart from, I think it's now come to light that the fucking scrote was he a Russian spy or an Israeli spy? I didn't know that. But all I want to say, really, on that matter is don't be consumed by it, because it will upset you. It's going to make you angry, you know, and all I could say is that they feed off that energy, and if we all collectively are releasing anger and sadness and disgust, that negativity, they feed off it. So read about it, be angry about it, be sad about it, but put a lid on it, because that's what they want. That's all I'm going to say on it. There's so much shit hitting us from all directions at the moment. I think 2026 going into 2027 is gonna, I really don't want it to get worse, and I think with the digital ID and the controlling of the 15-minute cities and what's going on in London, it's just, I think more and more of us are wakening up. I think more and more of us are hearing a calling. There is a spiritual war happening, and that is about to get like I said, my brain fog is, again, this is subjects I want to discuss later on. But again, be aware of what's going on. Be aware that everything they're telling you as well is a smoke screen, that there is something else going on. They're not going to tell you everything. The island is the theatre, that's the stage. The real location, they would never release that to us because it's still going on. They've thrown a few people under the bus because they want to give you names. You've demanded names. But a lot of them, you ain't going to know about. They protect their own. It's as simple as that. This shit has been going on for centuries, and it will continue to go on. Just because they've now released, was it 300 million files, and there's 300 million coming out. That won't be coming out for a while. But look, just take notice of who they're throwing under the bus. You know, people we've already known about, people that have passed over. They're going to throw these people under the bus because what are you going to do about it? That's the thing, the public. What are we actually going to, now we know, what are we actually going to do about it? That's what we should all ask each other. What are we actually going to do about this now? Because they'll just carry on. Regardless, they're just going to carry on. And with everything that's going on with the governments, and I'm talking about across the whole of this planet, not just our own, because I have no idea what's going on within our own government. It's some sort of freak show at the moment. But again, this is all topics that I would like to talk about, but my brain is just so, it's just mushy. I mean, me and Steve have some really good conversations about it, and we've often said, oh, we should record this, but you don't, because you're in that moment, and with friends you're in that conversation, and you're getting deeper into the conversation, and you're having really good debates about what's going on in this country and across the pond and everything. And we are in some really frightening times at the moment, but they want you to be frightened, they want you to be scared, they want you to be fearful of what's going on, because like I just said, they're feeding off that collective energy. So I think it's really good news that the digital ID was thrown out, but they will do that. I did hear that the 15, I think there's 2 cities now that are actually implementing this 15-minute city rule, cities. I think Oxford's been doing it for a while, but I think they've upped the level a little bit more. I need to research that a little bit more, but I think there's a borough of London, not 100% sure, that I've recently been reading about. And I've had conversations with people saying, oh, these 15-minute cities, they're perfect. Everything you need or want is going to be within 15 minutes of your home. No. Yes, but no. Apparently, you will, and I think this is a guy, I can't remember his name, I'm really bad at this sort of thing, remembering people's names. I watched a podcast with him, and he wants to go for Mayor of London. And he was saying that in these 15-minute cities, you will only be able to leave that 15-minute city, your zone, once every 3 years. Like, so if you've got an auntie who lives in the next zone, so you're zone A, oh, Auntie Cheryl is zone B, you will not able to go over and see her. That's not going to be allowed. Apparently, they won't let you buy clothes either. That's going to be once every 3 years. They are going to control you. Once digital ID comes into power, and once these 15-minute cities have been all approved, you can kiss your fucking freedom goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye. People like us who are living on the outskirts of society we'll probably all come together somewhere. I don't know how it's going to work once they stop us being allowed freedom of movement. Unless we do something about it, we are in serious trouble. Now, when I have these discussions with Steve or my friends, I think personally we are too far gone. We're too far gone down it. We are in serious trouble. As a nation, as humanity, we are in serious, serious trouble. I will say that it's really good to start seeing like more and more freedom of speech podcasts coming out on YouTube, because during COVID, all the people I used to follow, they were shifted off YouTube. They had to find other platforms, and those platforms I think was Rumble and Telegraph. But I am seeing a lot of the people that I used to follow back then, they're coming back over, because I think with Elon Musk buying Twitter and having that freedom of speech over there, the rest have to follow suit, right? Which is good for us, but, you know, don't let Keir Starmer hear you say something that might be a little bit hurty words, though, because apparently being a pedo, you get a slap on the wrist and out the court you can skip. But being somebody who's just voicing an opinion that goes against the narrative, you'll get 18 months in jail. Like, we need freedom of speech. We need to be able to be openly sit here and discuss things with each other. You know, we need freedom of speech to be able to just discuss what is going on with each other, to have healthy debates about what is going on. How else are we going to change anything if we don't have freedom of speech, where somebody has the right to have their opinion, whether or not you agree with them? We all have that right to be able to voice our opinions, whether somebody likes it or not. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we make decisions. That's how we can overcome problems. Without that, which is what they're doing, and they all began, we all know when it began, it's because they don't want us having these healthy debates. They don't want us communicating with each other. Look what they were trying to do with the muzzle, you know. Stay away from each other. Don't talk to each other. Don't look at each other. But it's all falling apart around their ears, isn't it? You know, we've got people out there that have been screaming this shit at people for 30, 40 years, you know. And now these people that were once known as crackheads are now coming up, rising up, getting bigger and bigger followers, and people are actually waking up now and going, hang on, what you said in the early 90s, Martin, you were spot on. Everything you've said, and everything you've said, tick, 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 tick. And it's all coming out now, all of it. Trickles, but it's all coming out now, which is really good to see. But I'm diverging again. I can see I've been chatting away for about 15 minutes. All I come on to do was say, I'll give you a health update. But yeah, all I want to say is try not to get bogged down by it all. I can understand that you're probably angry and oh my God, you just want to scream and you're disgusted and what can I do, and despair. Just don't feel that for too long. You know, get with like-minded people, follow like-minded people. There is an uprising. I think more and more people are sort of, they're waking up. Well, they were waking up quite a while ago, but their eyes are really wide open now. I don't think our eyes can ever be wide open to what's really going on, but I think we all know what's going on. We're not stupid people. We're not stupid. I think we do have to stop trying to fight each other, because that's what they want. I know some battles need fighting. Definitely, for sure. And that battle is being fought. I just think if I was a Christian, I would say we're at the end of times right now. We're going through it. I mean, I know enough about my Bible, because those that know me, and I have spoke about it, as a younger person, I wasn't brought up with any religion. So I knew there was something I believed in, so I had to research a lot to find out what path I was on. And that's why I classify myself as on the old path, the old ways, which I've had stick for, you know. That's just because these people don't understand it. You know, I'm not satanic just because I believe in a nature-based path, and I love animals. I'm a vegan. I wouldn't hurt anybody. I don't even hurt flies. I don't kill flies. I don't kill spiders. I don't kill anything. I don't eat meat. I'll help any animal. I'll help any human. If I can see they're distressed, you know, it breaks my heart, regardless who they are. You know, I think some people need to educate themselves, because some people are trying to put me in the same group as these fucking sick bastards out there. And anybody who's like me and follows an earth-based path. You know, it's the oldest religion on this planet. I am genuinely worried about what's happening to humanity right now. I am genuinely worried. I'm fearful for, not so much for me. I'm strong, independent woman. I don't take no shit. I don't believe everything I'm told. I've always been like that. I am genuinely worried for our children of the future, for those that are born and for those that are going to be born. I'm genuinely worried about them and what sort of society they're coming into. If I had children now, there's no way I'd let my kids go to school. If you've got kids at school, do you know what they're being taught? Because if you don't, I think you need to go and research it, go to your school, ask, find out. And if you do know, take your bloody kids out of school. I'm probably going to be shouted down for that now. But if I had children now, there's no way on this planet I'd be sending my kids to school. And I'm shocked that kids now, you can send your child to school, or was it preschool, as young as 2? When do parents get to discipline and talk to their children? If they're going to school, I understand, because you're being forced to go out to work and be on that treadmill. But when was it a thing to send babies to preschool? I think we're in serious trouble as a human race. I think we're in serious trouble. But then, knowing what I know, seeing what I see, I'll go back to the book, The Stand, Stephen King. Don't even let's not get into the book, the other book he wrote, The Cell. What was I watching the other day? All to do with see, my brain's gone dead now. But it's all to do with the spiritual warfare and how these assholes will switch some. It's all to do with 5G as well. They'll switch on a button and the headlamps or the LEDs have. And this is by a guy who does weaponry. That's his business. And he said they're weaponized. Anyway, this isn't the channel for that. I think I will put this on a witch in a van video channel. So I don't know whether a little bit of this might go into non-lost souls, a little bit of the conversation. I don't know whether we'll put a little bit, because this was meant to be for non-lost souls, but because of the algorithm, I try to keep anything like controversial off there. We do dip into it, but we try to keep it light and not long because of the algorithm. So I'm guessing this could well go on to a witch in a van channel, and a little bit of it might go on to non-lost souls. So Steve will probably, does the editing, he'll probably put a little note up saying full conversation on a witch in a van. Where did it all go wrong? I keep trying to think. Where in history did it all go wrong? Because I'm also convinced at one point in our history, we were spiritual beings who lived in harmony, who came here to have a spiritual experience as a human being. It's like, the more I'm researching, the more I'm thinking, even stuff like I've always believed in, like reincarnation, is that a lie? Is that a trap for the powers that be to keep me in that loop? I've come down and learned a lesson. I die. Oh, I'll come back down, shall I learn another lesson? But the earth realm is the hardest out of everything. It's the hardest school to come to. But is that reincarnation loop a lie? Just so that they can feed our fear, feed off us because of our fear, because of our anger. Because we're angry little things, aren't we? If you think about it. Me and Steve had this conversation. The human race, we are nasty. We're not very nice. Well, I'll rephrase that. We are. We've got hearts of gold, to be honest. Some of us are kind. We wouldn't hurt anything. Loving. And I think that's what we should be like. But then you've got the other half of the other side to being a human being is we are ruthless. We are horrible. We are vile. What some people do to people. I've always said, if you could think it, it's happening. What we do to each other, what we do to the animals, what we do to this planet, we are ruthless. Those aliens shouldn't be coming down to us. What's the first thing we do? We shoot them out the sky. We are nasty, nasty, nasty species. We always have been. When you look into our history, if our history is even true, we brutalise each other. For what? For what? Money, sex, power. Is that really what the human existence is about? Money, sex, and power. Really? We'll brutalise each other for that, those three things? We are an absolute disgrace in this universe. An absolute fucking disgrace. Now, I know, there's a small amount of people that are like that, but a majority of people are kind. I know. But if you push that really kind person to a limit, that person can switch. Look what we do to kids. Look what these satanic people do while bringing up their own children. They warp their minds, you know. They're warping our children's minds. I just hope there's enough of us good, on the good side, to counteract what's on that dark side. And I know good always overcomes evil. You know, where there's darkness, light will get into it. I think we are at a very pinnacle point in our history as humanity, as mankind. I just don't know what went wrong. Where did we go wrong? Why can't we just be nice to each other? Why can't we reach a hand out to help somebody out? Why do we have to have what they've got? So what if your best mate's doing really well? So what if your mates, you know, everything's falling into place for them and they're just having the best life and everything's working well for them? They've got the career they want, they've got the family they want, you know. They're doing the life they want. Why do we always have to knock people down? Why? Why can't we just be happy for people? Well, he's got that, I want that. Why can't I have that? You want it, you can go get it. You work hard and get it. You change your life path, and do what that person's doing if that's what you really want to do. Don't be knocking 10 shits out of them because they're already doing what you're doing. Fucking hell, mate. Fair play. I'm going to take a leaf out of your book and I'm going to do what you're doing. Or I'm going to change my life. Whatever it is that your heart desires. And from what I'm seeing, money, power, sex. Breaks my heart to think that we are in the 21st century at this point. To think, I don't think as free people we've got 5 years. I think we're all enslaved now, but I think if we're lucky we've got 2. Unless something changes. Yeah. And it's going to take a bloody miracle for something to change. I don't think we're too far gone. I think we're doing it now, but I think it's too late. Too little, too late. I fucking hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I think we all need to prepare for a battle. And I'm talking a spiritual battle. Yeah. Anyhow, shake that negativity off. Be gone. Said me peace. Had me moment. Released it. Let's do something good today.